Hello, and welcome to the ABMP podcast. I'm Kristin Coverly, massage therapist, educator, and as Director of Professional Education for ABMP, I create CE courses and events for massage and bodywork practitioners. And I have the opportunity to host this podcast and create what I call ComplePods. I pick a theme and ask several guests to share their thoughts. Same questions, different answers, which gives us a compilation of thoughts, ideas, and inspiration. I spoke with Allison, Denney, and Ann and Lynn Teachworth for this episode, all amazing people that I get to collaborate with on ABMP CE courses and events. In fact, Ann and Lynn's new course, Structural Dynamics of Rotator Cuff Pain, will be featured during the December 11th ABMP CE Socials event. This online event, including 2 CE hours, is free for ABMP members and just $15 for non-members. So please join us and register today at abmp.com/CE-socials. As I was thinking about what topic I wanted to focus on for this podcast, gratitude is an obvious one because this will air right before Thanksgiving holiday. But in addition to that, gratitude and its impacts on the body, mind, and spirit is something I've been curious about. I don't have a regular, structured gratitude practice right now, but I'm ready to incorporate one into my day-to-day. So I invite you to come with me on my journey as I explore why gratitude, the health benefits, and how gratitude, the wide range of options for gratitude practices. But first, we need to start with what's gratitude. There are lots of variations out there on the definition of gratitude, so I encourage you to explore them. But one that resonated with me includes 2 stages: the recognition of the goodness in our lives, and then the recognition of how this goodness came to us. I really loved that. So keeping that in mind, let's look into why gratitude, which means let's look at the research. The Positive Psychology article titled The Neuroscience of Gratitude and Its Effects on the Brain states, from a neuroscientific perspective, gratitude activates key regions of the brain, such as the prefrontal cortex, the anterior cingulate cortex, the ventrum striatum, a key brain region involved in processing rewards, and the insula, a region of the brain involved in emotional awareness. The neuroscience of gratitude shows that it can impact relationships, resilience, and mental and physical health. Love that. Yes, please. The UCLA Health article titled Health Benefits of Gratitude shares that research shows that practicing gratitude 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week for at least 6 weeks can enhance mental wellness and possibly promote a lasting change in perspective, which that can be huge. Research also shows gratitude practices may reduce depression, lessen anxiety, relieve stress, improve sleep, and even support heart health by positively affecting biomarkers associated with the risk for heart disease and by causing a significant drop in diastolic blood pressure. Yes to all of that, please and thank you. That sounds like my actual list line for line of what I want to change in my life, so that sounds amazing. And there's so much more research out there, including a meta-analysis on PubMed. So I'll add links to the articles in the podcast show notes so you can do a deeper dive. There's so much out there. I'd always heard a little bit like, oh, research shows gratitude and its positive effects, but wow, there's so much more than I thought. So I encourage you to go and check that out. Now that we're all on board with gratitude and wearing our Let's Go Gratitude team t-shirts, let's get into how gratitude. And for that, we're going to start with my podcast guests. I asked them this straightforward question: how do you incorporate gratitude into your life? My first guest is Allison Denney, practitioner, educator, and provider of continuing education and body butter products at Rebel Massage. Allison, how do you incorporate gratitude into your life?
Oh, Kristin, that is such a good question. It's a good question, and it got me thinking when you told me what the question was. And I'm still not sure I have a solid answer other than doing it. Like, you know how we can theorize about a lot of things and talk about a lot of things, and it can feel easy to say, okay, well, I'm going to appreciate the sunrise and I'm going to appreciate, the roof over my head, and I'm going to feel gratitude for my friends and all of that stuff. And then maybe when we actually have those particular moments, it's super easy to get caught up in the thoughts that invade our brains instead of the thoughts that we want to have. So I feel like the way that I incorporate gratitude specifically is to strive really hard to hold those thoughts in my head and notice the other thoughts that are coming in that are really not welcome and not helpful. And I try to just tell them that they're not, thank you, but no thank you. Doesn't serve any purpose right here in this moment. So I'm just going to pass on that thought, and I'm going to choose to feel something that is going to be more productive and helpful to me in my life. So, all the cliche stuff, I really take moments very consciously to notice whatever it is that is happening for me in a particular moment or in a particular day or over a particular time frame. And I try to very much acknowledge how important that thing is for me and pay very close attention to it and feel the good thoughts and the good feelings that stem from that moment.
I love so much about what you said. Number one, making sure that you are giving enough space or as much space for the positives, for the gratitude, as you are for all of that conscious stream of negative thoughts, unfortunately, that we're all challenged with all the time, all day, every day. But really making sure your awareness is focusing in on those moments that bring you joy that you can be grateful for. And then pivoting too, when you notice that negative self-talk happening, redirecting. That's huge.
Yeah. I mean, that's an age thing for me. I definitely feel like I knew about it logically, theoretically for many, many, many years. But with, having kids that are now grown and out of the house, and having my mom just passed away, and that's a big moment in my life, there's a deeper reality for me that is way more present and way more ready to act on things that I really only thought I was acting on before. So I feel like my age in and of itself is bringing me to a place of like, wow, okay, so there's a thought. I don't really want that thought. I want this thought instead. I'm going to choose this thought and I'm going to hold it. And that is a big part of how I incorporate gratitude in my life.
Allison's idea to redirect from negative thoughts to thoughts of gratitude is so powerful. And it's something we can do throughout the day at a moment's notice if we have that tool in our toolkit. And I also love that she mentioned recognizing the moments that we're feeling thankful, that emotion, that feeling. I'm going to start hitting the pause button when I'm experiencing one of those moments so I can let that emotion resonate and appreciate the moment and not just let it get lost as I'm moving on to the next thing. Like really pause, bask in the gratitude, and really let that absorb into our being, and then move on to the next thing. My next guests are Ann and Lynn Teachworth, educators, practitioners, and owners of the CE provider Trunamics. We'll start with Ann. Ann, how do you incorporate gratitude into your life?
I love this question. I think that one of the reasons I actually love studying anatomy and teaching embodied anatomy is because it keeps me grateful. Like I am always in awe and amazed just by the fact that we are breathing and we're alive and we're moving through the world, and that we can have thoughts and then talk and communicate. Like every time I teach that, I'm just amazed and inspired. And it leaves me feeling grateful. And I really try to share that with my students and encourage that in them as well. And so I incorporate a lot into what I teach, but also in yoga and meditation. And when I bring it up, I try to think not just like a gratitude list, things that are thoughts or ideas of what you're grateful for, but to hold that and then to see if you can actually get the feeling of gratitude, like experience gratitude as a sensation, that sensation that you get when you're amazed by a beautiful sunset, or how I'm amazed by thinking about how we're made. And then when you feel that sensation or that feeling, to actually like meditate there and to practice experiencing that in your whole being, in your whole body. And because it said that gratitude is one of the most healing frequencies or the most healing resonance you can be in. And so I really try to bring it in for myself and encourage my students as a sensation, like as an experience, and to practice kind of being in that as much as possible.
I guess, I try to stay in some form of gratitude all the time, whether it's things are going really great. Because I kind of, with my beliefs, I feel like everything is God's or everything is a gift from God. So if I get it, I'm thankful. Even if it's a day that's not going too well, I try to be thankful for that because I know I'm going to grow out of it. And to me, being in gratitude, I think in application really comes back to being a servant or a caretaker of things, of our gifts, right? Then it encourages you to do the right thing and have integrity and to work harder because that is, what gratitude's all about. It's not just thanks for this, I'm going to sit on the couch. To me, it feels like I need to be a really good steward of my money and my time and my health and all of those things. So I really love to have that feeling and just be grateful, acknowledge where it came from and what my job is to do with it once I receive whatever that is. Peace, love, happiness, more work, money. Some days when you're tired, it's hard to be grateful for more clients, but hey, that's what it's all about, right? That just means that things are going well.
Yeah, it's like it all goes together, the humility, and then that creates a gratitude, and then that creates an outpouring of being of service and trying to come back to that even when things are challenging. I like the idea of just remembering when anything's happening, that old adage of like, well, it could be good, it could be bad. Like we don't actually know. And so, yeah, to be humble and then grateful and then be of service.
I really resonate with what Anne shared about trying to tap into the feeling and sensation of gratitude in your body and then meditating when you're in that space to make your gratitude meditation even more powerful. If you're curious about exploring that, give guided gratitude meditation a quick Google or look for one in your go-to meditation app. They're everywhere. You will not have a hard time finding them. And imagine how impactful it would be to be able to tap back into that feeling and sensation in the future when you needed to. I think that would be really powerful. And Lynn's message to be thankful for everything, even the challenges, is a game changer. Let's all see because I'll have to do this too, if we can keep that perspective and practice gratitude the next time we're in the middle of a tough moment, hour, day, week, etc. Right? That can be hard, but imagine how powerful that can be. My guests mentioned several important gratitude practices like redirecting thoughts and gratitude meditations. There are so many, and I have that in capital letters, so many out there. So let's take a look at a few together. And by few, I mean 9. So here we go. And let's start with the most common, gratitude lists and journals. There are thousands of options in this category, but the key to both is writing it down. There's the power in the process of writing something. That has been shown by research over and over. Gratitude lists are short and specific, although they do encourage you to be detailed if you can. A study of gratitude interventions concluded that participants only needed to list 3 items to experience the effectiveness of this kind of practice. So again, you can do that quickly. You can incorporate that into your life. Gratitude journals often have questions and prompts to help you explore what you're grateful for. I've read through hundreds of prompt questions while I was preparing for this podcast, and there are some really great ones out there that get you to think in a different way and appreciate things in a different way. Whether it's a list or a journal entry, some people write first thing in the morning, others prefer doing it at the end of the day, and actually some do both, and there's a lot of practices out there that have you do both. I like what my friend Amy uses. She's got a 5-year gratitude journal that allows you to look back on what you were grateful for on that same date over the years. I think that would be really powerful to be reflecting about what you're grateful for today, but also to be able to remind yourself of the good things that have happened all throughout your life. I love that. Another exercise that allows for reflection is a gratitude jar. So here's pretty simple. You write down things you're grateful for on small pieces of paper and place them in a jar every day. At the end of the day, the week, month, year, you pick out a few to read, and it helps you reignite that feeling and sensation of gratitude. It reminds you, especially if you're writing down small things that may not be front of mind when you come back to them later. Incorporate others into your practice with gratitude letters. Writing a thank you letter to someone who has made a positive impact in your life can be beneficial for both you and the receiver. I really resonate with this one, and I encourage you to join me in something I'm doing. I just started. I'm sending one letter of gratitude each week from now until the end of the year. So please come and do it with me. Let's get out there and share some love. We cannot assume or take for granted that the people we are grateful for know that. They need to be reminded just as much as you would love someone to tell you why they're grateful for you. So let's make sure we're being proactive and we're doing that for others. So please join me on my little gratitude letter journey and quest. I'm going to call it a quest until the end of the year. How do you level up a gratitude letter? With a gratitude visit, where you read your letter out loud to the recipient. Imagine how powerful that would be and how many tears I would shed during that process. But that would be so powerful to read out loud your gratitude letter right there to the person. Don't want to write it down? Use the power of visualization and picture the people, places, things, and experiences you're grateful for. It's just as powerful. For those that do better with movement, try a gratitude walk, where you observe and appreciate the things around you on your walk. Want to go digital? A quick search in the App Store will give you options for every type of gratitude strategy. So they're right there for you. Easy to download and get started. Better if you gamify it? Start a 90-day challenge with tracking and rewards. There are so many ways to gratitudify your life. I hope that hearing about the most popular practices has sparked some excitement for you, and you're inspired to incorporate one or more of them into your daily routine. I know I am. I'm going to give it a try, so let's do it together. Of course, always, the most important thing is to pick a practice that resonates with you, that you'll actually do, and that you will do it consistently. So just because maybe the most popular is a gratitude journal doesn't mean you need to do it. You want to do that app, you want to do the walk, do it. Do whatever you'll be able to incorporate and enjoy. I'll close this podcast with a deep bow of gratitude to you for joining me and taking this gratitude journey with me. Thanks for listening and have a beautiful day.